Okay guys, so we're starting on hole 3. Again, I just want to let you guys know that this was a match play event, so we will not be playing stroke play, so we're just playing one hole at a time. If you don't know what match play is, basically if someone wins a hole, then you get 1 point. If you lose a hole, you lose a point. It doesn't matter how many strokes it takes. Even if I double bogey and he bogeys, it's just a 1 point advantage on the hole. So this first hole 3, you have to hit the gap. There's some trees guarding the basket. I found those trees. I'm wearing the blue. Dylan is wearing the green Geelong polo. I think he threw a latitude 64 anchor on this one. He put himself just within 4 or 5 meters. I lucked out. I really didn't want to lose a point on the first hole off that tough break. We are all square up to this point. So the next hole is a little spike hyzer up over the trees. This is hole 4. This is a must-get birdie. I'm throwing my MD5 on a spike hyzer here, and Dylan is just throwing a overstable throwing putter here. I threw a very errant shot. I'm way over to the left. Dylan put his shot much closer than I did. I jump putt and I airball it. Not a great start for me here. Dylan knocks down his putt. Geelong has a 1 point advantage. This is going to be one of the longer holes on the front 9. It is a par 5, but it's a bit of a soft par 5. So you do not want to hit these trees on the right. You want to hit that gap up the middle. That's going to be the best way to put yourself in a spot to get an eagle. He went backhand. I'm going with the forehand here with my Budgie Signature Series Destroyer. It's his tour support disc. So we're going to throw a big flex forehand here. I'm actually going to get to the far side beyond the trees. I'm in a really good spot to throw a Firebird flex up to the pin, which is my favorite shot. A little bit wide left, but not too shabby. Dylan crushed his drive, furthest drive I've ever seen on this hole. He has an easy, I believe that's his anchor again. He throws a backhand hyzer. He's under the basket, so I need to make this putt. I made my putt from about 10 meters out. Dylan taps in. We both take eagles. He maintains his 1-stroke advantage. The next hole is a little bit of a tunnel shot. This shot, you basically just want to put your straightest disc up the middle, putter or mid-range, sort of half power. I'm throwing my buzz here. I basically threw it straight into the ground. Terrible shot. I'm going to have a look from about 12 meters. And fortunately, I made it, run that one down. I'm pretty happy with that putt. Been putting really well thus far. Dill taps in. He maintains his 1-stroke, his 1-hole advantage. The next hole is going to be a forehand hyzer all the way up to the pin. Dylan parks it. He's continuing to put the pressure on me here. I'm throwing my Innova Rat here. It holds up a bit straight, but I'm 7 or 8 meters out. I have myself a putt. Dylan misses his putt. I luck out. I make my putt. We have ourselves a tie game on our hands. So we are now all square. We are going into hole 8 here. Hole 8, I tried to throw a flex forehand around the trees. Not great shot. It just kind of went left on me. It wasn't a good shot at all. I'm pretty far away. Dylan's going again with that mid-range, maybe even a putter. He throws it. I mean, he absolutely parked this one. So again, I have a tough putt to not lose a point here. 11, 12 meters out, step putt, splash. Again, putting is saving my life right now. He drops in. We're still all square. He's putting the pressure on me, but I'm able to just sort of putt my way out of trouble. I'm going back to that same Firebird, making a correction off the last one, throwing it a bit higher, giving it some time to fade. Circle's edge again, but I have a putt. Dill's throwing this prototype latitude 64 putter. He's been really liking that one. He fades a bit way too far to the left. He's got himself a putt here. Death putt going down the hill. And he sails it over the top, so he's probably going to have to putt again. So he's got to look here to save his par. He's still out. I'm a bit closer than he is. He hits that. He's going to take a bogey. He just conceded the hole. I don't even need actually, he didn't concede. I just was able to lay up and tap in. Again, match play. It's not about the raw score. It's about who wins the hole overall. Now, we were playing some extra holes today. We were playing a 20-hole layout. This is just a short par 3. It's a bit of a tricky little hyzer up the gap to the disc golf park's practice basket. So we're gonna punch it through the gap. Dylan's thrown a really good shot here. He's pretty close, so I really wanna make this one. I thought it was in, I was gonna run it out, and I missed. Dylan's got himself a little putt here. At this point, it's just up to whether or not he makes it. I'm in the way, I realized I'm in the way of the camera. I'm gonna get out of the way. And I got really lucky. Dylan usually hits those every time. So he's gonna tap out his par here. And I'm gonna tap out my par and maintain my 1-stroke lead. That was a very lucky break for me. This next hole, hole 10, is an island hole, but it's about 100, almost 100 meters long uphill. I missed the island. I'm gonna have to go to the drop zone. He's going back to his mid-range here. He's crushing it. He's got 400-foot power just on his little mid-range shots. So straight, so far. So I'm going from the drop zone. I need to hit this, and I missed it. I'm not happy with that. I conceded the hole. We're all square. We have, on hole 11, we have OB all the way up the right side of the fairway. The basket is guarded by heavy trees. The best play is to either hang it over the OB the whole way or throw a flex shot up the middle. I'm just going over the OB the entire way. That's my glow rate. It's one of the straightest discs that I have in my bag. It's my straightest driver. Dill came up a bit short, and this is my look for birdie here. I got a lucky break on this putt for my 2 on one of the harder holes on the course. We catch the cage, we catch a chain, we hit the cage again, and it falls in. Very lucky putt. So I'm back to 1 up. This again is my glow wraith. I'm hitting the gap, and then I'm actually splitting the trees down the fairway. I do have a look for birdie here. Dylan throws a great shot with his mid-range. He throws further than me with a mid than I throw with a distance driver. He's got himself a look here. He outdrove one of the longer holes on the course with an anchor. He shoots his putt over. He's not pleased with that. He missed his putt the first time going around. This is the alternate to that shot, and I chuck it into the band. I'm not happy with myself. So Dylan's got a chance to not lose a stroke here, not lose the hole, and he cans his putt. That's a really big putt. We draw. I maintain a 1-stroke lead. Hole 13 is a big forehand hyzer. You need about 350 feet of power to be able to put this over on pure hyzer. I'm really happy with that. He goes the backhand route, which you have to throw super high. And he lands it near the basket. He actually tombstoned at just a couple meters from the basket.
He must have hit something.
We're both looking pretty good on this one. He's got himself a good look here. That's a massive putt. That was about a 10-meter putt for Dylan. So I'm like 6 meters out, maybe 5. Easy 2. I was pretty close. So now this is the longest hole on the course. It's going to be a par 4. I threw a pretty decent shot with my glow rate. Flipped up, went really straight, and had a slight fade. I'm a little bit pinched off. And Dylan put his drive about half as far as mine. He turned it over and just sort of went straight into the ground. He's not very far up the fairway. And then he's got this blue Gladiator he throws so far. He was 140 meters out, and he basically put it underneath the basket. It was one of the furthest throws I've ever seen in real life. It was pretty astounding. I got my Metal Flake Thunderbird here. I clipped that tree on the right. I'm not happy. It had the steam to get to the basket, but now I'm pretty short. I'm up on the hill. We got the 65 feet ticker here. This is a really big putt. I need to make this. Thankfully, I banged that one, and I'm really happy to not lose my 1-stroke advantage here. And that really put the pressure on Dill to make that, and he misses it, and I actually went up 2. So I salvaged that little fire emoji as I shank my rat into the trees all the way over on the right.
It felt really bad.
Feeling pretty comfortable right now. I wasn't happy with that rat shot, but I know I'm up 2 strokes, so I'm just going to try and salvage what we have here. Dylan goes back to his prototype putter he's been loving. It's basically the Latitude version of like a Crystal Luna. Really glidey, really comfortable in the hand. We got another 65-foot ticker here. Let's see if I'm able to capitalize again. Really lining this one up. I know I just hit the last one. Feeling really confident going into this putt. Looks perfect, just sails it over the top. Not great, but good effort. Gave it a run. Dylan makes the putt, and he gains a stroke back. He takes the tee box back. And now we're playing the alternate to this hole, much, much harder of a shot. This is full power forehand with my Firebird here. You have to get basically 80 meters of forward carry and like 20 over to the right. You have to throw something really stable. We both overdrove the basket, which is pretty impressive. He threw his Gladiator, I threw my Firebird. He misses this putt, and the door is wide open. My putting's been pretty solid. I was able to almost make it and hit the band. Not too pleased with myself, but I made the comeback, or we tie. This is one of the tougher holes on the course. This is going to be hole 17. Big tree in the way, big max distance drive. Dylan threw a mid-range, out driving me easily, so I turned my Wraith over. It was terrible. I'm way over to the right. Basically no chance at a 2. So all I can do at this point is pray that Dylan doesn't hit his putt. I throw my Innova Rat up to the basket, just laying up, trying to put the pressure on him to make his putt. And I got really lucky. He hits the band. I'm going to be able to tap out this par. Boom. Tap out. That was a big putt. I got to make. We're going into the last couple of holes here. Hole 18 is the long version of hole 9. Dylan throws his, I believe that's his anchor. He's got himself a look. And I'm going with my Discmania Cloudbreaker on a big flex line. We had a right to left, so I was going to carry my disc and left a bit and then let it skip up to the basket. I'm parked. I'm directly underneath the basket. Dylan needs to make this putt, not to lose another. And he airballs it. He's not happy. I was parked, so we'll just move on to the next hole. Long par 4. This is the final hole. This is hole 20. So now we just have holes 1 and 2 to play after this one. This is a long par 4 with OB on the right the whole way. I threw a big hyzer and I hit this tree here, so I'm underneath a tree. Really tough shot. I got to go across the road, through the gap, back to the practice basket. I threw a really nice glow Wraith shot. It was a really hard shot, low ceiling, and then low ceiling all the way to the basket. I put myself probably to circle's edge. Dill threw a perfect shot. He's just throwing an easy anchor hyzer. This is his bread and butter shot. I mean, he puts it under the basket. He's putting the pressure on me here. That was a perfect shot for Dylan. I didn't even give this a chance. I threw it straight into the ground. I lose a stroke. Dill's gonna bring my lead down to 1 stroke here. I have a 1-stroke lead going into hole 1. Hole 1 is an island. He actually hit the tree branch and dropped down. We thought he missed the island. So all I have to do is make the island here, and I can really basically have a 1-stroke lead going into the last hole. And I skip up, I roll. That's my Discmania MD5. We found out Dill was in the island by a centimeter, and he makes the biggest putt of the match here. And we both take birdies. I had a little uphiller, not too bad. The last hole is hole 2. Big hyzer, OB on the right the whole way up to the basket. Dylan likes his drive. He's pumping his fist. He's at least at circle's edge. He has a look to tie this game up. All I need to do is put it close, and I basically will give myself a good chance to win. This is my Castaplast Lots. It's got a good amount of glide, but also has a reliable fade on it. We're about in the same spot. I'm just in this bush to the left. Dylan needed to hit that to tie this match. All I need to do is lay up, and I'll be able to just take the win here. I just did a little jump putt up to the basket. So Dill's gonna putt this out to tie the hole. And he chains out on the left side, so I'm gonna wind up taking a 2-point advantage to finish the match. It went all the way to the last hole. Epic matchup with a lot of great putts. Dylan is a heck of a competitor. And we played one more match after that, and he did come back and beat me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is Iceberg TV checking out. Take care.